The next morning, we woke up to a rainy situation. It was actually sprinkling on our way out of the hotel, but during the night, it was actually raining pretty hard, and the electricity actually went out, like, I think twice. And that happens often here on the island, and they did tell us about it. But yeah, so the lights went out, and then it was sprinkling, and then by the time we got to our tour, what is it? The pier, sorry. By the time we got to the pier, it was raining really hard, and they actually told us if we wanted to reschedule our tour because we were supposed to go see the whale sharks. We decided we're still going to go through with it, and I'm so happy that we did because it ended up being a really nice day. Here it looks pretty bad, but we went on the boat and it takes us out like 3 or 4 hours deep into the ocean, and look, you can see here that it was sunny and it was fine. We took turns going into the water to swim with the whale shark. I know you can't really see it that well from up on top. I tried my best to get the best footage, but it was hard with the boat moving and with the excitement, so I do apologize for that. But I'll go ahead and talk about this experience a little bit later on right now in the video. On our way back, we did make this little stop at Cabo Catoche, and they did give us here a little snack. We had some ceviche, we got a coconut, we had some other fruit, sat down, laid back, relaxed, because after the whale shark swim, you do get very tired, so it was very nice to have this stop and just kind of relax and rest for a while. We then also made a quick stop here at Yumbalam, which is a nature preserve, and it was actually really tranquil. It was quiet. Of course, they do have this area protected for nature, and here we were able to see some flamingos here off into the distance. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but those little pink dots are the flamingos. We did end up seeing some more flamingos closer up the next day, which you'll see. But here we did see a lot of other kinds of birds. We saw a lot of like crabs. We saw hermit crabs. We just saw a lot of nature. So again, we were really happy to see and experience it. So getting back to the hotel, it's been about like 15-20 minutes that we got back. I quickly jumped into the shower to rinse off because we walked like 4 blocks from the pier to the hotel, which is not a lot, but getting here, we felt the heat like right away. We made it to the whale sharks. It was actually a very beautiful experience. So I'll tell you guys a little bit of detail what happened. Obviously, when I was on top of the boat, I don't know how much you can actually see the whale shark. And this one, the one that we saw, was actually, they said, was a small one. It was about 5 or 6 meters long. They can get as big as up to like 15 meters long, like 2 boats long. So this was like a really small one. So it looked small from the top, but once you got into the water and saw it up close, I was like, this thing is huge. There's a lot of boats there, and we had to take turns because unfortunately there was only like 1 whale shark when we got there, and I think another one ended up like showing up, so there's like 2. But they're telling us that just yesterday, the day prior than when we went there, there's like about 20 or 30 whale sharks like just swimming around. I was like, wow, imagine seeing 20 or 30. But I'm happy to see at least one and to have jumped in the water with one. It's an amazing experience, and I definitely recommend if you guys come to Holbox, like it's something you have to do. It's only by season though, so if you do plan on doing it, I think the season is between April and September. They're like actually supposed to be leaving, like they start migrating back to I don't know where. September 14th is what they told us, so like very close. So if you do want to experience that, I recommend April through September. It was an incredible experience. I almost felt like crying actually, because having it that close, I almost hit it on the face too. I was telling Victor when we both jumped in, because it was 2 at a time. Me and Victor both jumped in the first time together, and then we're going with our guide, right, the scuba diver, and he was like guiding us, and then we had to like follow him. And then when I jumped in, I was like looking around, like looking for them, and then by the time I put like my head in the water and I was like looking for the whale shark and I was swimming, I literally looked down, and to my right, it was right beneath me. The head was so close, like I could swear if I swam, like if I moved my hand like this, I probably would have like smacked it in the face, and I would have been so, and that would have been so sad. But I literally saw it, so I stopped myself and I kind of just froze, and I saw it just pass right under me. It was like an experience like no other, like no joke. And so then I turn around and I'm following it, and I'm trying to catch up to it because they swim pretty fast. So I'm swimming, and the guide like pulls me, and then we're swimming, and then it was fun. It was lots of fun. It was hard to breathe though with the snorkel thing because I was just too excited. I like couldn't think. It was hard to like think and follow it and swim and just do all these things because of the excitement, but it was fun. And then the second time, so we got back on the boat, and then I ended up feeling kind of sick because, so there's this guy, it was on the boat, it was 7 of us plus the 2 ones that took us there, but like 7 tourists. One of the guys started to feel sick, and when we got back from our turn from the whale and we got back on top and we're sitting there, like he starts throwing up literally right next to me, and I'm just like, this did not need to happen. You know, just the sound of throw up and the smell of it just kind of makes me feel nauseous and seasick. So he started throwing up, and right then is when I was like I started gagging. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be that person that throws up also. But so I started feeling sick, and then they told us, oh, you can jump in a second time, and I was like, I can't, like I just physically, my body was tapped out. So Victor was able to jump in the second time. How did it feel?
It was awesome.
It's a one in a lifetime experience for sure. Oh, well, we're back on our way to that little like beach that where they gave us ceviche and all that. Before we got there though, I did feel sick, and I was just like, I can't. Like Victor saw me, he saw that my face was not well, and I literally, as soon as he was like, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm not, and I threw up. I ended up throwing up also, so I was the second person on the boat to throw up. We've been having a really good time. Tomorrow is our last full day. We do have another tour, and then Sunday we leave back out to Cancun and stay there a little bit. So just wanted to catch you up on some things that we have been doing, because I know I haven't been getting a lot of footage. A lot of it is in the water. Like I literally wish you guys could see, like if there's a way to transfer what I saw and what I have in my memory to you guys right now. Like I wish I could. I know there's other videos out there of people that do take video, like underwater video and all this stuff about the whale sharks, and do have special cameras. And even on Google you can see the pictures of the bioluminescence. I don't have that equipment, but I have the experience, and I'm telling you guys, if you want to experience it in person, it's like completely different. So highly recommend that. I don't know if we are gonna do anything later on. It's close to being 4 o'clock here, so probably just relax, maybe have dinner, and I don't know what else, because that was tiring today. We left since 7 in the morning and didn't get back until like literally just some minutes ago. So
tiring. The good thing that it was cloudy for the most part, so we didn't get too much sun. Like, I mean, it was sunny in some parts, but it was cloudy for the most part. The boat ride could have been a lot worse, really hot. It wasn't, so we're happy. And Victor's visibly tired also. See you whatever we do next. So
we did end up deciding to just stay in the hotel. I jumped into the shower, took a real shower this time, not just a rinse. And then Victor was so nice to go out for dinner for us and then bring it back into the hotel. So I appreciate that. So we ended off the night just eating in our hotel and watching a movie on Victor's laptop. And then we made it to our last and final full day in Holbox. On this last tour, we did make 3 stops. And for this one, we did have to go and walk to that same pier, but the boat left from a different area, so we went to the pier because that's where they were going to pick us up in that little golf cart cab. And then they took us to the waiting area for on the other side of the island for our tour. Here we arrived at our first stop. We did make it to Yalajao, which is a lagoon. So crystal clear. It is a natural spring. It's a natural pool. The water is so cold, but it's supposedly called the Fountain of Youth because the cold, fresh water is supposed to revitalize your every cell in your body. And yes, it was very cold, but so refreshing. I mean, especially on hot days, it's so good. So here, of course, I took some footage first, and then Victor jumped into the water. I jumped into the water. We enjoyed our little swim. It is mandatory that you wear a life vest. So this is us. Or that's Victor, I should say. And then we did enjoy the pool. We enjoyed the water. After that, we did go all the way up because they do have like a looking tower, or like, I guess, a gazebo type of thing where you can go climb all the way to the top and you have like a 360 view of the area. We did come back down so we can swim inside the water for a little bit longer, and it got cloudy out of nowhere. Here it started to sprinkle, and then all of a sudden it got really, really hard, but we stayed in the water because it was perfectly fine.
wow!
And then just like that, the clouds went away, it stopped raining, it got really sunny again. Literally, it went from 1 minute to the next. But basically just another very peaceful and tranquil place. We really enjoyed the tranquility of it, the quietness of it. Here's the second stop, and this is where we were able to get a really up close look at the flamingos. We went around on the boat first, seeing them on the boat, and then we were able to get off and get down into the water and see them that way as well. I'm telling you guys, it's just been so amazing. It's been one magical experience after another, and I highly recommend you guys come here because it's like an experience like no other. Here we already came back from after the tour. I didn't take down my camera on the last stop, but I'll talk a little bit about it. And so at this restaurant, it was so cute. They had these little cats, and I was just reminded of my Coco. And here we both decided to have some really delicious, these fish tacos were bomb. And then the place was really nice. And so we enjoyed our lunch here. After lunch, we just walked back to our hotel, and here this little street has a lot of beautiful murals. It had a lot of paintings on the walls that I was just so like amazed by also.
So another incredible day. We got back from our tour from today. We already had lunch. We're back in a hotel, and I just wanted to show you guys something super cool in that last stop, because we made 3 stops today. I didn't take out the camera in the last stop, but they took us to Punta Mosquito, which is like the highest point kind of sort of on the island. And you can see like, well, we saw flamingos obviously, but we saw flamingos there too. And actually they're like, they have the sandbar, so you're like walking along the sand, but you have like water on both sides of you. And actually it's pretty cool because our tour guide, before we got down there, she told us like, walk around, you know, you can swim, but as you're walking around, be on the lookout for some bird feathers. Like you guys can keep flamingo feathers or whatever other kind of bird feathers you find as a souvenir. And literally we're walking, and not even 5 minutes into walking, I looked down, and as we're walking, I found my souvenir. And it's actually we found several others. Victor found some other ones, but they're a bit smaller. They're like medium size. This is the biggest one we found, and look at that. Like, I get to keep a flamingo feather, like an authentic wild flamingo feather. I don't know. I think that's so cool. So I don't know. It's amazing. Let me show you guys a little bit here, maybe on the outside. So yes guys, I'm very happy with my flamingo feather. I'm gonna preserve it as much as I can for as long as I can, because it's beautiful. And that was a beautiful experience, because we've seen so many animals. Like, I've seen flamingos, right, like at a zoo or something, or at a sanctuary, but who gets to see flamingos out in the wild? I'm saying, like, we've seen so many animals in their natural habitat, and to me that's like totally just like awe. And like, it's just mind-blowing, I guess you can say. So I'm really happy to keep this as a souvenir, and I wanted to show you guys. It's exciting. We also found this really pretty shell there, and that we decided to clean off and keep. And these are the other flamingo feathers. See, you can see they're a little bit smaller. They're like medium-sized, but still, regardless, still really cool to find like this out in nature. So super cool.
La registradora saca los billetes sobre el viento. Nadie ha dicho nada. Juanito animal va la fechoría. Toma su caña pa meterle mano. Hay que ser bravo. Si lo meten preso, sale al otro día. Porque un primo suyo a la policía.
And this is how we ended off the night. We had dinner. All the places that we went to go eat, they were highly recommended by the locals. Very delicious. We had live music. We really enjoyed it. A nice little end to our Holbox trip. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe down below and give it a big thumbs up. And I'll see you on the next one when we're on our way to Cancun for a family wedding. Bye. Talk to you guys later.